Hey guys, Kristen here. Welcome to Not Even Wine with Dinner. So today I'm very excited. This is the first time that I'm going to be mixing a cocktail with a non-alcoholic spirit. I was shopping the other day and I was looking for some bitters for a recipe, and I stumbled upon this. It is Botran Non-Alcoholic Rum. Now, for those of you who don't know, I live in Guatemala, so to find this, especially where we live, we're not in the capital city, we're about 4 hours away from there, was very, very exciting and very strange, to be honest. I never thought I'd see a non-alcoholic beverage here. So when I came across it, I thought, I've got to try it and see what this is all about. So just to give you a little bit of history, Botran is a local Guatemalan rum distillery. It is located closer to the Pacific coast in Quetzaltenango. The company, I believe, is about 82 or 3 years old. And my understanding is that their alcoholic rum is very, very good. However, because I'm on a sobriety journey, I have not tasted it. And this just was intriguing to me because as I read all the ingredients, it sounds to me more like a spiced rum. So when I was drinking, and especially when I was drinking heavily, my go-to became Sailor Jerry spiced rum, which is a phenomenal flavor. But obviously when you consume too much of it, it's a problem. And it's a very high proof, it's 92 proof. So it was a bit detrimental to my health. So at any rate, so what we're going to do today is we're basically going to make a Cuba Libre, or a rum and coke. Historically, a rum and coke, or excuse me, historically a Cuba Libre would have white rum, but we're going to use this. And also, this is, well, let's just open it up and see. Let's crack it open and just take a smell. Oh, that's quite nice. So I smell vanilla, and it smells dark. What I did read about it is that the water is infused with oak chips from the barrels that are aged. So I thought that was really quite interesting, and I get that. I get that. The smell is very sweet, and again, like I get quite a bit of like a vanilla as well as some smoky, oaky flavor or smells as well. So let's go ahead and put some ice in our glass. We're using a highball, which is pretty standard for a Cuba Libre. And because I am blessed with being in Guatemala, I have real Coca-Cola made with real cane sugar in a real glass bottle. And if you don't know the significance of that, it tastes completely different than the soda that you would get, say, in the States, where it's made with high fructose corn syrup. It just has a really, really nice sugary flavor. For some people who have not had it, it's too sweet, but it tastes like real Coca-Cola. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go probably a little heavier on the rum, and then and again, I'm going light because I'm not quite sure of the mix I want to use here, and then we've got some lime wedges as well. Using my vintage chopstick. It's funny because when I stopped drinking and when we moved here from the States, a lot of my cocktail items were sold off. So I literally don't even have like a real swizzle stick. So I'm using a vintage chopstick. All right, chin chin. Cheers, salud. Interesting. So, my first take on it is that I feel like it's battling a bit with the soda. I get both flavors, but I feel like I'm tasting more Coca-Cola than I am the rum. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab another glass here just to taste the non-alcoholic spirit on its own, and then give you my feedback on that. That's a whole different thing than with the Coke. Oh yeah, that's a whole different experience. So you almost get the same burn that you would drinking alcohol. You do get the same burn, actually. You can feel it. As soon as it hits your tongue, it has that little burn, and then it's not burning on the whole tongue, but when it hits the back of the throat and goes down, it gives you that same warmth. Well, there you go. So interesting. It's I guess the best way for me to describe it would be a weak spiced rum, because obviously there's no alcohol in it. But I think that the fact that they infuse the water with the oak chips from the barrel might have something to do with that burn. I could be wrong. It could be an artificial flavor, but you definitely taste that smoky oakiness in the rum. I'm gonna keep calling it a rum, but it is. It's a non-alcoholic rum. So, all right. Well, now we know. So I think for myself personally, what I will do at this point is I might try some other recipes, maybe even, I don't know, something like a pina colada or something where it's a little bit less of that same caramel flavor that you get with the Coke. Because this, to be perfectly honest, is not doing anything for me. What I'll probably do is I will ditch this and just drink the Coca-Cola on its own. And then if I were going to have this, I might just have some of this on the rocks. Or as I just said, I would mix it in with maybe a frozen drink. So there you go. So that's my that's my review of the Botran Non-Alcoholic Rum. Check it out if it's local to you. I don't know what the cost is in the States. Here in Chiquimula, Guatemala, it was 85Q, which is the equivalent of about $10. So it wasn't overly expensive at all. It was, like I said, it was a really nice thing, and it's a nice thing to have. And I actually might try this in eggnog in the future as well. It might be a good alternative to brandy. So at any rate, be sure and check me out on Instagram, and if you like reading my stories, maybe you've never read them, but you can follow me over on Substack or on medium.com. Both of those are blog websites, and I write all about my sobriety journey, many of my drunken stories, and just a lot of stories about how we can help save one life together. So stay safe, stay sober, have a fantastic day.